You must immediately assess your surroundings as your time machine's emergency systems power down. The air is barely breathable. Protect your respiratory system first. Your survival kit contains an emergency filtration mask. Put it on immediately. Check your radiation detector. The primitive atmosphere contains toxic levels of methane and almost no oxygen. You need to establish a safe zone within the next 10 minutes. The surface temperature fluctuates between 40 to 70 degrees Celsius, 104 to 158 degrees Fahrenheit. Locate your emergency shelter capsule. It's designed to protect against extreme environments and must be deployed within 15 minutes. Your GPS won't work here. Satellites don't exist. Use your magnetic compass and mark your landing location with emergency beacons. The primitive ocean nearby is highly acidic. Do not attempt to collect water from it without proper filtration and treatment. Deploy your solar radiation shield. The lack of ozone layer means deadly UV radiation levels will kill you within hours. You must check your suit's integrity. Even small tears can expose you to the toxic atmosphere and primitive microorganisms. Set up your atmospheric processor unit. It will create a breathable air bubble, but takes 30 minutes to initialize. Document everything you see. The primitive bacteria and archaeal life forms could provide crucial survival information. Your food supplies must last 72 hours, the minimum time needed for rescue beacon transmission through temporal space. Test the soil before setting up camp. High volcanic activity means unstable ground and potential toxic gas pockets. Keep your emergency temporal beacon active. It's your only link to your original time frame and rescue teams. The primitive atmosphere creates strange optical illusions. Trust your instruments over your eyes for navigation. Set up your water recycling system immediately. Every drop must be preserved and purified for survival. Watch for primitive life forms in water sources. While microscopic, they can be deadly to your modern immune system. Your shelter must be elevated. Frequent acid rain and volcanic activity make ground contact extremely dangerous. Monitor your temporal displacement meter hourly. Time flows differently here and could affect your rescue window. Deploy your emergency force field. It will protect against the constant electrical storms common in this era. Remember your training. Panic is your worst enemy. The environment is hostile but survivable with proper precautions. Check your temporal coordinates every 30 minutes. Temporal drift could push you further from your rescue window. You must maintain your suit's temperature regulation. The extreme temperature swings can cause system failure. Keep your emergency beacon elevated above the acidic ground fog that forms during temperature changes. Your survival depends on strict adherence to protocols. This era was never meant for human survival. Move quickly into the nearest cave system, as the atmospheric composition is toxic to human lungs. Your suit's oxygen will last 6 hours. Survey the cave entrance carefully before entering. Look for signs of structural weakness or recent collapses that could trap you. You must establish a base camp within 100 meters of the cave entrance. This allows quick access to your time machine's emergency beacon. Place your GPS unit on high ground near the cave mouth. Though useless for navigation, it may help rescue teams locate your position. Use your wire to create trip lines 15 meters into the cave system. This will warn you of any approaching prehistoric life forms. Your sleeping bag becomes vital survival gear. The cave temperature fluctuates between 4 to 15 degrees Celsius, making hypothermia a real threat. Set up your primary shelter against a cave wall, at least 2 meters above the floor. Flash floods were common in this era. Create a drainage channel around your shelter using your hatchet. Water accumulation can destabilize cave floors rapidly. You must collect water within the first hour. Look for cave formations. Stalactites often provide the purest water sources. Test water sources by placing a drop on your suit's external sensors. Green light means safe, red means deadly bacteria present. Your lighter becomes precious, use it sparingly. The cave atmosphere contains enough oxygen to sustain small fires. Gather dry fungal matter from cave walls for tinder. These prehistoric organisms burn slowly and produce less smoke. Create a smoke vent above your fire pit. The toxic outside atmosphere must not mix with your breathing space. Mark your path through the caves using wire markers. Getting lost in this era means certain death within hours. Your hatchet can create spark-producing stones. Save your lighter fuel by learning to strike native flint against cave minerals. Establish a clean zone for treating injuries. Even minor wounds can become infected with prehistoric bacteria. Use your suit's medical scanner every 4 hours. Unknown microorganisms could breach your protective gear. Keep your shelter entrance narrow and defensible. Early life forms were surprisingly large and potentially aggressive. Monitor the cave air quality using your suit's sensors. Pockets of toxic gas could form without warning. Create an emergency pack you can grab quickly. Include your GPS, lighter, and vital medical supplies from your suit. Store drinking water in your suit's external containers. The internal system can purify 2 liters every 6 hours. Learn the sound patterns of your cave system. Any changes could indicate structural instability or approaching threats. Exercise regularly but conserve oxygen. Your suit can recycle air for 72 hours if you maintain steady breathing patterns. Check your time machine's beacon signal every 2 hours. Rescue teams will need a strong, consistent signal to locate you. Maintain a strict sleep schedule. The constant darkness can destroy your circadian rhythm within days. Document everything you observe. Your survival data could be invaluable to future time travelers in similar situations. Stay within 500 meters of your base camp. The cave system likely extends for hundreds of kilometers in all directions. Use your wire to create basic traps for any edible cave life. Your suit's food supply will last only 5 days. Remember, absolute silence means danger. Healthy cave systems always have some level of water or mineral movement sounds. Keep your tools elevated and dry. The cave humidity can reach 100%, corroding metal within hours. You must immediately assess your available food and water supplies from the crashed time machine wreckage. Establish a base camp within 100 meters of a freshwater source, as you'll need 3 to 4 liters daily to survive. Your GPS won't connect to satellites that don't exist yet, but you can use it as a basic compass for navigation. Search the surrounding area for edible primitive algae formations near water sources. These are your safest food option. You need to test any potential food source by rubbing it on your skin first and waiting 30 minutes for reactions. Create a designated clean zone in your cave system, at least 20 meters from the entrance to avoid contamination. Your sleeping bag will be crucial. Keep it dry and elevated off the cave floor using gathered vegetation. Construct a smoke signal station near your cave entrance using wet vegetation to create thick, visible plumes. You must purify all water by boiling it for at least 5 minutes, as prehistoric microorganisms could be deadly. Use your wire to create simple snares for catching small, primitive creatures that may venture near your camp. Your hatchet will be essential for gathering firewood. Always maintain a 3-day supply in your dry cave area. Monitor your health closely. Any cuts or scrapes must be cleaned immediately to prevent ancient bacterial infection. Create a daily routine of gathering, water collection, and shelter maintenance to maintain psychological stability. You should establish multiple emergency escape routes from your cave system in case of flooding or collapse. Mark your paths using stone arrangements. The GPS battery won't last forever, and you'll need navigation markers. Preserve any food you catch by smoking it over a low fire for at least 8 hours to prevent dangerous spoilage. Your lighter fluid is finite. Learn to make friction fire within your first week using local dry materials. Document strange life forms you encounter, but maintain absolute minimal contact to avoid contamination. Keep your sleeping area at least 50 meters from your food stores to avoid attracting primitive scavengers. You must construct a rainwater collection system using large leaves and your wire to supplement water supplies. Practice fire starting daily while your lighter still works. You'll need these skills when it runs out. Your survival depends on maintaining strict hygiene. Designate clean zones for eating, sleeping, and waste. Check cave stability daily. Look for new cracks or water seepage that could indicate imminent collapse. You should create backup tools using stone and wood. Your modern equipment will eventually fail or break. Establish a daily exercise routine to maintain strength. Physical fitness is crucial for long-term survival. Monitor the sun's position daily. Understanding local seasonal changes will be vital for resource gathering. Your mental health is crucial. Maintain a log of days and create small goals to preserve psychological well-being. Always maintain 3 separate food caches in case one becomes contaminated or is discovered by creatures. You must learn the patterns of local weather. Prehistoric storms could be more severe than you're used to. Keep your fire burning constantly. The smoke helps repel insects and primitive flying creatures. Test new cave passages thoroughly before exploration. Your modern rescue equipment doesn't exist yet. Your long-term survival depends on adapting to this ancient environment while maintaining modern safety standards. Create defensive barriers around your camp using sharpened stakes and natural obstacles for protection. You should establish clear markers leading back to your crash site. Future rescue attempts may start there. Remember that this era's atmosphere has different oxygen levels. Pace yourself during physical activities. Notice your oxygen recyclers hum becoming irregular, a concerning development in this ancient atmosphere. Your environmental suit's power cells are depleting faster now, the diagnostic screen showing critical warnings. Check your remaining supplies carefully. You have perhaps 6 hours of breathable air left at most. Gather any remaining edible vegetation you've identified as safe, storing them in your suit's external pouches. Your movements are becoming more labored as the suit's joint servos begin to fail one by one. Find high ground while you still have mobility. The ancient coastline offers the best vantage point for your final hours. Document everything you can about this prehistoric world in your suit's backup memory core. The primitive bacterial mats beneath your feet represent life's first great emergence on Earth. Your suit's temperature regulation is failing. You must conserve energy and minimize movement now. Watch the strange purple sky, knowing you're one of the first humans to ever witness this ancient spectacle. Record your final observations of the methane-rich atmosphere and the iron-tinted oceans below. Your helmet displays flicker and fade, leaving you with just the raw view of this alien yet familiar world. Consider the privilege of witnessing Earth's youth, even as your situation becomes dire. The suit's power reserves are now critically low. Choose a final resting place with care and purpose. Position yourself facing east, where strange new life forms are beginning their billion-year journey. Your breathing becomes shallow as the recycler's efficiency drops below sustainable levels. Take comfort in knowing your data cores may someday be found, telling the story of Earth's past. The ancient sun sets differently here, casting long shadows through the methane-rich atmosphere. Your suit's systems are shutting down one by one, but the view remains breathtaking. Feel the weight of time itself as you become part of Earth's long geological story. The primitive ocean below holds the promise of all future life, including humanity itself. Your consciousness begins to drift as oxygen levels fall, but there is no fear now. The ancient stars wheel overhead, unchanged after billions of years. Your final thoughts merge with the eternal cycle of Earth's deep history. Become one with the ancient world, your atoms joining the long dance of life's emergence. The purple sky darkens to black as your systems finally power down, leaving you in perfect silence. Rest knowing you've witnessed what no other human ever has, the raw beauty of Earth's childhood. Your journey ends here, but the planet's story is just beginning its long march toward the future. The primitive bacterial mats will remember your presence in their own simple way. Fade peacefully into the eternal story of Earth, knowing you were here to witness its beginning.